I recorded this vertically on my phone, so watch this vertical YouTube Shorts style for best video quality.
How does a mountain lion? How does a mountain lion that I'm facing off against? So I have a rock in my hand. How does a mountain lion that I'm facing off against? So I have a rock in my hand. Hey! Hey! I see you. Hey!
One thing I want to add about this mountain lion face-off before I go on my run right now is that it was a very long exchange. This minute plus of footage that I'm putting on here was at the tail end of the encounter on this night trail run out and back. And let me tell you, the night vision I had of the mountain lion crossing the street at mile 2, when I was running, I hit the road and it crossed the road. It was a trail run, and 2 miles in, I came to a part of the road to where I started. Mile 2, I hit the road section off of the night run trail, and that's where I turned to the left, seeing a big blurry motion coming off to the left side of my vision. I didn't know if it was just my head playing tricks on me or my evolutionary chimp DNA, like trying to set the alarms, like, oh, night running, like sometimes you see things, and it was actually the mountain lion that I thought I saw going across the road was not. I wasn't, my brain wasn't gaslighting me. That's what I actually saw across the road, and but I kept going further down. I hit the halfway mark of where I began the run, and then I was going to do the full loop all the way back, but I did find a sharpened stick along the way just in case I did run into it. I'm glad I ran into it where I did instead of through the bushes where I was running. Probably just random. I see its eyes coming up as I stopped and made eye contact with it. Luckily, I have researched what you do in case of a mountain lion encounter, and you want to stare at them in the eyes to let them know that you see them and that you are not afraid of them. You have to be confident. You have to act like you own the place, because they will pick up on that. I just know that keeping your cool under pressure, especially in a hostile situation, is super important, because you're just going to drain more energy, make bad decisions if you start losing your mind. Freaking out and lose your mind is not the greatest sign of a sound mind in leadership, especially in dangerous situations. So you want to keep your cool, be confident, and make eye contact with that mountain lion. Let them know you see it, you're not afraid of it. You want to make yourself look big and tall. Put your arms up, and you want to yell a lot. And I wasn't really yelling so much in the footage because I wasn't really doing too much in the first place. And I was starting to get a little nervous with this footage, so I was more quiet. But at that point, I already had the stick. I picked up a big boulder that I saw off to the side, and I tried scaring it, because that's another thing. You can throw rocks. You want to grab something. Like if you're mountain biking, you can put your mountain bike in between it. Like when I've seen bears before out in the woods, my instinct is if I ever get attacked by something like a mountain lion or bear, I will put my bike in between us and start bashing it with like a rock or a stick or something. There is one story of someone encountering a mountain lion and choking it to death. If you know how to choke out, that is extremely important. The throat, the eyes would probably be your best bet if you only have your hands, you don't have any weapons. And maybe in the future I'll start carrying like bear mace on trail runs, especially like these night runs that I'm going on. especially out in more remote places. Even though ironically it wasn't that remote, it wasn't even that far from the lodge I was at. So I did take this big boulder rock. I threw it at it to scare it because I thought it would just go away, and it actually leaped up on it, like thinking it was an animal that was it was gonna eat or something. Like this thing was really aggressive, which that's when I was like, okay, this thing is not playing around. This is a very aggressive. This is a very aggressive big cat. It just went right back to staring at me after it leaped on the rock. That's when I was just getting annoyed at this part because at this point, and I wanted to not go back the direction I came because that would be in the trail, in the bush, giving that mountain lion a tactical advantage, and that is not what I want to do. So I literally crossed paths with it, keeping my cool, staring at it, and I had a rock, and then I picked up like something else, and I just like it moved, and you can see in the video it moves in at me. That's when I lunged at it and yelled at it, and I stomped my foot at it, and it actually got scared and went the other direction. I think I may have threw another rock at that point, and then it went back and then off to the side and went back down to its sneak stance, and that's, and in the videos you saw, that's when I said, I see you. That's when, in my head, my game plan was, if the scare tactics don't work, making myself look big, aggressive, and yelling at it doesn't work, I had that other big boulder that when I went down to grab something, that's when it charged, and I knew it was going to do that. That's why I still had my peripherals on it. I was pretty much making direct eye contact, and I went right back at it. That's when I got scared. But when I got the big boulder rock, it was like about this big, and I had the sharpened stick, and I made sure it was like a really firm one, because I got that at the halfway mark, and when I came back the direction I came, probably not the brightest idea after you see a mountain lion to run back the direction you came of it. Kind of like my Quincy mountain bike video where I saw the bear and I went the direction it went and back. I kind of figured it was going to go off. The chances of seeing it back on your way back are pretty low. This time, however, was not. This actually happened one time with another bear in Shasta when I was mountain biking up a hill down in the descent of the forest while I was up on top of a road. And I came back down later and I was like, oh, whoa, not a very bright idea. Like, maybe what if it's in the road? What do I do? So I was like, I guess just do your best to ride right past it. But I also, in this mountain lion encounter, I was using my martial arts training to not trip up my feet. And, I was doing the, I was doing the martial arts fighting stance walk back. So trying to keep my balance as much as possible, not tripping up my feet, and just backing away slowly. You don't even want to run because that's when they're going to have that instinct to chase you. Even if you're a really fast sprinter, it doesn't matter. They're going to chase you down most likely. You're giving it an advantage. Never give someone an advantage. And but my plan is if it went for the attack, because it was walking towards me the more I was backing up, like it, even after the video, it followed me probably. I could see its eyes following me for like another 100 yards. And I was looking directly at it, and then kind of once I hit a corner, I was making sure to look left, look right, look left, and up in the trees and the bushes, and I kept that rock and that stick doing the martial arts back away, 50-50 balance, getting out of the situation. And if it attacked me, the first thing I was going to do was take the boulder, and I was going to like throw it right directly in its face as soon as it got close, and then just start stabbing it with the pointy spear. And if somehow I lost...
It's always good to have backup plans, plan A, B, and C.
The pointed stick spear, my next step was going to be, obviously I'm going for the eyes at that point and bashing its skull in. But if something goes wrong and all I had in my hands at some point, if I lost those two, like say if something happened where it dodged, which would be insane, I would be quite impressed actually.
With a little cut, side cross juke move.
The rock, if it's coming head on to a rock, or somehow I lose that spear, my next step would be I would probably try to go for an eye gouge and then wrap around, choke it. You want, like, if you can choke something out, is going to be the most viable option, I'm going to assume. Go for those eyes and choke out. You can really strangle someone's neck, and luckily it wasn't like the biggest mountain lion, so I could have probably really wrung my hands around its neck. But you know, necks are only so big, regardless of mountain lion. You can really get in there and just maybe like going for the sock and neck squeeze or something like that.
If Giovanni and I haven't done a video on chokeouts, we're gonna have to.
Is that if you research how to get dogs off of biting other dogs or you or someone else or other animals, etc., something that law enforcement uses in their training works every time. This is the number one thing they use, is you choke them out. If they have a leash on, you pull up and back, and that's what's going to release them, including pit bulls, even the German Shepherd dogs. And if you get in there and choke them out up in their neck, they will release. It works every time. I highly recommend researching police training videos on how they train dogs to release and let go of their bite hold. Neck is the biggest thing. So this is very vulnerable. You only need so much pressure and force to really like get something to let go. You could easily kill an individual, whether human or non-human animal, by putting so much square pressure on the neck. Same thing with the collarbones. So much force on here, so much psi can destroy a collarbone. Can break a collarbone if you check someone like in their tracks close enough that's coming up on you. If you right here, right in that weakest part of the collarbone, you can really break someone's collarbone just by. So, yeah, that kind of information is extremely useful.
Stepping into them with full force from your strike of the wrist, chokey bone.
So I really recommend that you research what to do if you encounter a mountain lion, a wolf, and bears. They're all different the way you're going to approach them, especially depending on the region you're living in. So I'm in Northern California. I'm going to see things like bears and mountain lions, etc. out there. You never know. And mountain lions, you want to stare at them in the eye. Bears, you do not want to stare at them in the eye. And depending on even which kind of bear it is, it's all going to be different scenarios. So do your homework, stay safe and rad life out there, and remember that a ninja is one who can endure anything. Peace out. Hasta la pasta, pineapple leaf. Bye. Miss you already. And stay safe on your adventures, your trail runs, your running, your mountain biking, your cycling. Always be aware of what's around you. A ninja is aware of their surroundings.